Now, this is not going to be a video like one of the fantasy fights. It's going to be a discussion video, right? Not going to really talk about who's winning. That's not what this video is about, for those of you who are wondering. It's going to be more about roles and responsibilities and, why it makes sense for this matchup, or comparison rather. Kind of like my Jack versus Yamato video which I made. Go check that out. I really believe in that one, and I really like, the ideas behind it. But for now, let's just get into this video and talk about, everything that goes on between, Perospero and Sanji. And before I do that, please, if you haven't already subscribed, hitting that red button goes a long way on this channel. And also, if you're wondering if this video contains spoilers for you because you're not up to date, I'll let you know, like in the description down below, where you have to be to watch this video without any spoilers, right? And without further ado, let's continue. Now, just this whole matchup, as an idea, it's not necessarily the two of them fighting against each other, and more about what they represent and their roles in the whole raid, more or less, right? And the idea comes from back in Zou, where Sanji decided to go to Whole Cake Island because of everything going on with the wedding, the Germa 66, and the threat of the Big Mom pirates, and just everything that was talked about surrounding that. The fact that, going would create another issue with a different Yonko that they're not trying to really get into just yet until after they defeat Kaido, and how that may impact the whole raid and everything that would go on, which it actually has, right? And how Luffy believed that, Sanji, the benefits of getting Sanji outweigh the disadvantages, right? Sanji's like getting 1,000 men. He's that strong, right? That's what Luffy believed, and I know we all believe that, right? We all believe that getting Sanji was the right call. Sanji is that helpful in a war, and we're just waiting to see that. And I think that, comparing these two, or just the matchup of these two, would prove that. In the most recent chapter 1006, we've seen that Perospero has gone, after defeating Wanda and Carrot, he's now going on to, he's got his eyes set on Marco for now, and we don't know how that would turn out, because Marco seemed like he's getting really tired. Keeping King and Queen back is taking a lot out of him, even though he does have the upper hand still. But we don't know how much he'll last with Perospero here now, and that's kind of like the domino effect. First, Perospero was like nowhere to be found, and then, he entered and he took out Wanda and Carrot, which, two Sulongs, that affects the war quite a bit, right? And now he's going to take out Marco, which would essentially free up two commanders of Kaido. And we know CP0 talked about how important it is to defeat the commanders of Kaido, because, those taking down Kaido is just not enough, right? And this is the whole domino effect of what was set up in actually going to mess with the Big Mom pirates. But like Luffy said, getting Sanji back is more important, right? He is a bigger ally, and he brings more benefits than disadvantages. There's more pros than cons of getting Sanji, and I'd like to see how that is possible. Now, where Sanji's going right now, I have no idea, right? I said most likely Jack, and it still may be the case, but I'm not sure. It could be Jack, but he may decide that, Scabbards, those are big boys. He doesn't also know what condition they're in. We also don't quite know what condition they're in right now. They've been resting for a bit, and maybe they're better, but how much can they fight? It doesn't seem like their role would just end like that in the whole raid, and we'll never see them again. They still may have something to accomplish, so who knows? Maybe the 9 of them versus Jack would make sense. I'm not sure. So yeah, he maybe not Jack, maybe going to Yamato to help with Momonosuke and Shinobu. Maybe that's where he's going. Maybe it could be to the live floor. Maybe he knows, like, he kind of sensed that, something's not right there. Maybe he will run into CP0, but he's going somewhere. At the very least, he knows where he's going for now. And who knows, maybe it's another option, right? It could be one of those gates of justice moments, something that was kind of hinted at, that was kind of pushed to the back, and wasn't really placed at the forefront until it was such a big issue. And then Sanji stepped in and showed that he actually thought about that in advance, right? And he's helping, right? Maybe there's something that we've all forgotten about this raid, and that's where Sanji's gone to deal with that issue. And we'll just kind of find out about it later, when it seems like, oh my goodness, this is such a big problem. But Sanji already solved it in advance. But like I was saying, Sanji has many options, and I think that one thing that's important for me, and I think for everyone to realize, that I don't think that Sanji needs a main battle to fight, right? Because there's so many options for Sanji to go to. And it seems like Sanji has to go to one of them, but I feel like Sanji could end up going to all of them, right? He doesn't need like a Kaido for this. He doesn't need to verse one Calamity for this. He doesn't need a main matchup for this whole war. He just needs to show that he's worth 1,000 men. He needs to show that he is worth the risk of bringing the Big Mom Pirates here, right? He's worth all of that and much more, right? And for me, the best way to do that, which I really now believe at this point, is him not having one matchup, but several kind of matchups as, you know, we go along. So I believe he could face Jack, you know, finish off Jack, because I believe that right now, Sanji versus Jack, Sanji would definitely win. Then he could go downstairs versus Perospero, get some notoriety there. He could, I don't know, potentially beat a Pooh, you know, fight the numbers. There's so much that Sanji could do in terms of just cleaning up opponents, right? Because there's not that many big opponents who it would take Sanji all his strength to fight, but there's so many opponents who are actually big names or threats, right? But they just need cleaning up, and Sanji could be that cleanup crew that ends up changing everything for the whole alliance, right? Because think about how much easier it would be for the alliance if, you know, Sanji takes out Jack, Perospero, right? Now Chopper's, you know, healed the people, they're good to go. Sanji takes out all these big names. The only people that are left are like the Tobiropo, the Calamities, Kaido, and Big Mom, right? Sanji has cleaned up every other, you know, notable person there, right? Just imagine. And also just imagine the view of the Navy, right? Once they hear that Sanji took out all these guys, right? It would get him the recognition he deserves. And will also show to Zoro, kind of, you know, because Zoro's on who doubted really a lot. It'll show to Zoro, the Scabbards, who also were like, who's this Sanji guy? It'll show to everyone that this guy was worth the risk of Whole Cake Island. But that's really it for me, guys. I don't want to take too long kind of repeating the same point, but let me know what you think about this, about Sanji not having a specific matchup, about the concept of very soon in the future we'll see the domino effects of Sanji's actions kind of like offsetting everything that Perospero is doing in the war. Maybe not in the next couple of chapters, because it seems like it's a downhill for the alliance, but at some point after a while, when things start to seem like they're going up for the alliance, that it's all going to be because of Sanji, right? And everything that Sanji is going to do, he'll pull out the classic Mr. Prince moment. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you guys think on all of this that I've said. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe for more content. If you know someone who needs to hear the truth, please share this video with them. If you like this video, watch one of my other videos. If not, thank you for watching this video all the way to the end, guys. This is King KZ, and I'll see you in the next one.